Everybody, we have got a new class officially coming to Watcher of Realms, and I haven't yet taken the time to break down exactly what members of this class are like. What are these kind of heroes? Who are these guys? Additionally, they have announced we have hard confirmed 3 legendary heroes from the Tactician class. That's the name of the new class, by the way. And in this breakdown, I can give you a sneak peek of what each of those 3 will look like. What are their strong suits? What content are they geared for? How will you use them? Let's get right into it.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
You can see in this image right here, we have Valara and we have Moradin featured. Valara is going to be the least accessible of these 3. We don't know yet if there's going to be any kind of guarantee on her banner, but certainly going to be a hero that is exclusive to the ancient pool of heroes in this game, so you'll only be able to get her through ancient summoning. Moradin, right behind her, is hard confirmed to be our next limited banner. He's a new limited banner. This is a different thing than the upcoming limited selector banner. He will not be a selection for that. That limited selector will come after Moradin. Moradin should be coming about 2 weeks, maybe a little more than 2 weeks from today. I'm thinking 2.5 weeks from now, like basically 2 weeks from Wednesday or Thursday. That's what I'm trying to say. That is going to be Moradin. He looks stupidly strong. And then not featured here is Astriel, who we'll break down in this. Astriel is now confirmed from this post from Moonton to be 100% free, and he is going to be made available through a legendary shard summoning fusion. So these tend to be very easy. It should be similar to what we just had for Karosa. If you just stay on top of your daily play, you should be able to nail it, no problem. I'll also help you out with that with some videos and breakdowns, but in general, you'll nail it. Also, just given this anniversary period, a lot of times with these fusions, with these shard summoning events, people don't want to summon a bunch, but with the anniversary, you're going to want to, and that's where you can get a lot of really easy shards to make the fusion insanely simple. So let's talk about what a tactician is. Moonton, in a very Moonton way, describes these heroes in a way I would not. It's overcomplicated, it's convoluted. Let me dumb it down into 2 simple facts. These are the 2 things that make a hero a tactician. The hero has some part of its ultimate which allows it to move from one tile to another. It can be very far, it can be nearby, but there's some kind of movement where that hero is actually departing its tile and ending up on another tile. And the second thing is, when the hero does that kind of movement, there's some kind of team-wide supporty effect. There's some kind of special thing that happens. Some of these tacticians, of the 3 we're going to see here, you can see Moradin, Valara, and Astriel, some of them are a bit more generous, a bit more team-friendly, a bit more supporty, and some of them are a bit more selfish and have kits and abilities more geared towards making themselves stronger. But overall, all of them have ults, which when they move, they directly have some team-wide boosting functionality. And actually, Moonton does an excellent job here on another slide going through all the different effects currently available through tacticians, which hints towards the fact that more will be coming. I would love to see some epics, if not even rares, added to this class. We can't have a class of only legendary heroes, so I'd love to see some epic tacticians that we don't know about yet that are coming with this update. We're going to have to wait and find out. But yeah, to recap, they all have an ultimate, which comes with 2 things, some kind of movement and some kind of support effect or team boosting effect that comes along with the movement. So let's get into the Moonton description now. Heroes of the Tactician class can use their ultimate to displace to other deployable tiles on the battlefield. Over here, what they mean by to displace to other deployable tiles, they mean move to another tile. That's how I would say it. This high mobility allows flexible deployment during combat, providing significant strategic value. And I really like this. It's like a very tower defense-y thing. You know, even if you have kind of a boss stage, which often doesn't feel like a tower defense thing because there's nothing rushing at you that you have to defend, you can have some nice little movement and strategy stuff where you're moving someone out of the way or you're moving someone over there to help and to support an allied unit or allied units. The second thing, after displacement, heroes of the Tactician class can provide various effects such as control, ally buffs, and survivability bonuses for teammates. So after they move, while they're moving, when they do their tactician-y thing, they're providing some additional utility. Here's a quick recap of the 3 units. I can also tell you the factions of these guys. Moradin over here, who is our next limited, and he looks so strong. He is going to be a Nightmare and Esotericist dual faction hero. Then we have Valara. She is going to be the ancient hero. She is esotericist and arbiter. And finally, we have our totally free hero, Astriel. He is going to be a nightmare and North Throne. And big shout out to Moonton on this one. A lot of times they just randomly make a unit North Throne and the kit doesn't really make sense with shields and how that faction works. Astriel looks to be an unbelievably appropriate and functional unit within the North Throne faction. He provides big shields. He's got a lot of other support things. He's going to be excellent. I really hope the actual final kit looks as good as the descriptions we're going to get here are. You can see Moradin does charged attack, ally rage regen, and enemy defense penetration. We love a defense break. The charged attack helps him ramp up his attack so he hits harder and harder. This guy's going to slap. And then ally rage regen, part of his ult when he moves, nearby allies are going to get a rage boost. It's very nice. Valara has flexible displacement. She can move to all different kinds of places, increases her attack range. She's got a powerful AoE slow, and she's got a nice knockback. And then finally, Astriel, he's got that big shield buff for allies. He can dispel debuffs, so he's the first non-healer in the game that can do a cleanse, not just for themselves, but also for allies. That is really strong, really special. And then here's a new thing, attack-based HP regen for allies. I'm hoping this is a buff, so it's like stackable and usable and functional in a very nice way with other kinds of healing. It looks to be really good. Basically, he's going to be an attack-based healer through some kind of utility mechanics for his allies, even though he is not a healer himself. Finally, there's an attack interval reduction for allies, so he's going to speed everyone up. I think he's going to be awesome. I'm waiting to see the full kit, but I think Astriel really is going to be awesome. I think all three of these guys look fantastic. I'm really excited about this class and what it means for the game. You can see here, Moonton is listing all the current achievable effects you get through a tactician moving, aka displacement. You get shared allied damage taken. That can happen when you ult and you move. Avoid tile targeted damage through displacement. So if you know a hit's coming in a certain spot, you can move out of the way. That's cool. Deal sufficient damage to enemies contacted during displacement. So you're doing extra damage as you move, and maybe you're moving through where enemies are. Provide allies with survival enhancing effects like damage reduction and shields through directional displacement, protecting against fatal damage. So you're moving towards allies that need your help. You're giving shields, you're giving damage reduction. Some tacticians will be able to do things like inflict crowd control effects as they move through an area. So things like slow, stun, knockback. We already know, as you're going to see, Valara can do slows and knockback. That can happen as they move, as they do their displacement. They can switch locations with allies through displacement to save them and deliver fatal damage output. I think that's really crazy, so they can move other allies. That looks to be a really unique thing. That could be really exciting. And then you can see, and even more mechanics await your discovery. So probably some other things they have prepared, and probably some other things they're cooking behind the scenes that new tactician units will bring. But all in all, I'll tell you, not all of these are covered by these three guys, so I'm counting on the fact that we're going to get at least a couple more. And I'd really like to see at least one epic, right? So the Tactician Heroes overview, we got three coming, Moradin, Valara, and Astriel. Really quick now, Moradin is going to be a slapper, a booty clapper, if you will. Shout out to my boy Deez. He's going to have some nice single-target DPS. He can penetrate some defense. It's going to be a defense break on the target. That's going to help everyone, but that also can manifest as him just ignoring defense. I'm going to guess it's probably both. I think he's probably going to do a defense break, and he's going to ignore defense. He's going to be insanely strong. Everyone should be going for his limited banner. You should be saving up. You should be ready. You're also going to get a lot of free stuff through his event and the anniversary event. His ultimate will allow him to move to a safe location out of enemy attack range to charge power. When he does this, he's going to charge up. This is like his functional thing. So one way he does his ultimate, he does it, and then he's in a different spot. He's charging up to get stronger and stronger. And then the next ultimate, as you can see, he's going to have his attributes boosted, and he is going to slap even harder than he normally does. Also, during the ultimate, he gets his little support functionality. His charging state will be restoring a percentage of his rage and the rage for all nearby allies. So he's got a rage regen effect. He's our first tactician that is a rage regen hero. Now, Valara, they're calling her a flexible mover and an AoE knockback slow. It seems she's going to hit really hard with good AoE damage, but on top of that, bring a lot of crowd control and even a dot effect with the Radiant Erosion. She can move flexibly between platform and ground tiles. I think that's what they mean by flexible displacement. I think some tacticians will be able to move just among different melee tiles or just among different platform tiles, but some of the flexible movers, the flexible displacement heroes like Valara, can hop back and forth from platform to melee. Very unique, very strong. I think Valara is going to be busted as well. I think all three of these guys are good, but I think these two in particular, and they're also going to share a bond skill, are just going to be Looney Tunes. So she's going to have AoE Radiant Erosion, which I don't know how much AoE Radiant Erosion we have. That's pretty special. Additionally, slow and a knockback effect. So hopefully there will be more content where we can actually make use out of that knockback effect. When deployed, she enters the invisibility state. So she's an invisibility hero. She can be deployed on platforms. So could she functionally work in something like a Gear Aid 3? We'd love to see it. She's got big AoE, so it's possible. We'll have to test it out. Then finally, after displacement, when she moves, she exits the invisibility state. Obviously, when she moves, that's when she ults. And she will gain increased attack range and an enhanced slow ability. So probably her base slow is like 50%, a minus 50% slow. And then her enhanced slow is probably going to be the 75. Maybe it's 25 to 50. But she's so good, I'd expect 50 to 75. Now we got Astriel. To me, he's the big wild card because he's just got so much cool stuff in his kit. They're calling him Displacement and Ally Shield buff. So he's going to be the first, I believe, like universal shielder as a functional part of the kit, besides a couple of the Northerner Lords, like an A1 Hearts or an Isolde. I think he might be like the best proper shielder full out in the game. Astriel is a single target DPS hero who can inflict the physical damage vulnerability debuff. So this increases the final physical damage taken by a target. This is something really, really useful in things like Abyss, where it's hard to find a hero that's providing everything you need and also bringing vulnerability. So some people lean into people like Volca, but then it's kind of taking up a spot. I think a lot of his kit points to him being a Volca replacement and improvement for Abyss. That's what I'm hoping, at least. He's in 2 good factions for it. Well, he's in 1 very good faction for it, Nightmare. He's in another faction they're trying to make happen for Abyss, which is North Throne. Obviously not one of the meta factions now. You can see after he uses his movement skill with his ultimate, he can apply shields. He has attack-based HP regen. This could be huge for something like Abyss where you want some extra healing. He might ease the healing burden that an Aelin has to carry, or a Pharisee or a Narissa, something like that. And finally, he applies an attack interval reduction that he lends not just to himself, but also allies while he dispels debuffs. So he's cleansing, he's lowering the attack interval. This is all with his ultimate, all with his movement skill. He's protecting allied heroes, he's making them faster. Really strong, really good. And here's the confirmation, by the way. Commanders, if you're participating in the anniversary celebration, there will be a shard summon to obtain Astriel, the new legendary Tactician. These have always been manageable. Moonton has historically done a fantastic job making these shard summoning events like very doable for all players, free to play from beginner to endgame. It's really good. Here are the generic artifacts. So these are the class-specific artifacts. We have the Spirit of the Pack, the Dwarven Strider, Helm of Helios, Shawl of the Life-Giver. I'm not allowed to release any more details, I don't think, about this. Moonton, I don't know. I'll wait till July 4th, and then I'll make a whole video about these artifacts. And then we've got exclusive artifacts. So we've got the exclusive artifact for Moradin, and we've got for Valara. These will be free to obtain through the anniversary celebration. So really cool and really good artifacts, I can tell you that. Tacticians, they're saying they're going to be great in Malric's Hall. Malric's Hall kind of has 3 different lanes, and you can hop between them with certain tacticians. That's really, really good. I don't want to get into too many specifics. You can check it out in game, but this looks like a key place they're going to shine. And then Abyss, right? Someone like Moradin can move out of the way when that nasty meteor comes and hits so hard. During the Nightmare's Revenge thing, he can get out of the way of that, get away from the tank he's next to. That's a cool thing. He's going to be charging all the time and hitting really hard. He's got the defense break that at least the likely defense break. Certainly he comes with his own defense penetration. He's got damage increase. I think Moradin is going to be instantly meta for certain comps, if not the top comps for Abyss 1, and he should be a pretty accessible unit since people can get him from the limited. Hopefully you don't need tons of awakenings for him to shine. I think Astriel's going to be awesome here too. His basic attacks, just to start with, are always putting out physical damage vulnerability. He's going to have shields and then that attack-based HP regen. So the more squishy units, like your attackers, your DPSers, that need the healing the most, they are going to heal based on their own attack. That is really, really, really good. Overall, he just looks to be functionally a great support, a great utility unit. Other potential scenarios, we could see them shining in Arena, Honor's Gauntlet. They're saying the new Drake's Chasm Challenge. This is Abyss 2. I mean, there's no secret unless they have something totally different planned. They're already teasing Abyss 2 in the game, and they're saying updated versions of the tower. All in all, Tacticians are going to be freaking awesome. At the very least, they're going to be new and fresh and I know personally I'm excited to play with them. Let me know your thoughts, guys. A big thank you to R-Type for editing this video. Thank you to you guys for watching. If you like my stuff, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're doing daily, if not double daily content all through the anniversary. You won't want to miss any of it. Thank you. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.